This is the March 26, 2023 Conservation meeting. In accordance with the governor order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law with the provisions of MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20. Notice is hereby given that the Conservation Commission shall be physically closed to the public and will meet via Zoom for online video conferencing today, March 16th at 2023 at 4:30 p.m. The community can follow the link and be in touch with us. And please be advised, this meeting is audio and video recorded for future rebroadcast by Norfolk Community Television. So the first thing we have is 8 West Birch Street, determination of applicability. I'll accept a motion to open a public hearing on 8 West Birch Road.
Bellstone, I make a motion to open the public hearing on 8 West Birch Road.
Is there a second?
Adam Zucker, second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? Okay, it's open. Okay, Ms. Caitlin.
So the applicant and the representative are not able to make it tonight, so I'll just give a brief project overview. So the proposed project involves constructing a 3-season screened porch area on an existing concrete slab, and also modifying the existing deck to bring it up to code. Portions of the work are located within the 100-foot buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetlands and also the bank of Mirror Lake. If you look at the plan that's shown on the screen, Mirror Lake is on the other side of West Birch Road to the east. So none of the work is proposed within the 50-foot no disturb from the wetlands or bank to Mirror Lake. I conducted a site visit on March 13th to confirm existing conditions, as well as the location of the adjacent wetland resource areas. Based on my review of the application, I believe a -3 determination would be appropriate. A -3 determination states that the project is located within the buffer zone to a wetland resource area, but will not alter an area subject to protection. Some conditions that the commission may want to consider as part of a negative determination would be requiring erosion controls prior to the start of work that should remain in place until the project is completed and the site is stable. Another condition, no long-term stockpiling of debris or materials on site. And thirdly, that no work beyond what is shown on the plan is permitted under this determination.
Are they planning on storing on site, or are they going to put it in a truck and take it away?
So based on my conversations with the contractor, they are going to be, so there's going to be excavation under the existing deck area, and that's going to be loaded into a truck and removed from the site the same day. So no stockpiling is anticipated, but it's, not a bad idea to include that condition.
Sure.
Just in case. There's also not much room on the site to.
Yeah. Just don't dump it in the water. Okay. Is there any questions or comments from the commission? All's quiet. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak? I didn't think we had anybody, but
we do
just in
have
case.
one. We do have Dave. We do have Karen Riley's on if she wants to.
Oh, okay.
I only joined because I noticed I was watching through YouTube and I was noticing I was just trying to message NCTV through the thing. And I apologize for interrupting your meeting, but the first half on the YouTube is a select board meeting, and then it launches right into David starting this meeting, which you announced it's being the date of March 23rd, which is not, today's March 16th.
March 16th, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, something's messed up with the recording on YouTube, and I was just trying to alert NCTV. That's it.
Oh.
Didn't need to crash your meeting.
Karen, is
Oh,
it
that's
working?
Okay, Karen.
Karen, is it working now?
Let me look on YouTube. Hang on.
Yeah, thanks.
No, it's weird. It's like part of a select board meeting for like the first half, and you can like fast forward and then you start seeing David speaking. So something's messed up with the recording. Just so you know, I don't know if you need to publicly record this message, for the public meeting laws or not. So that's why I just logged on.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it will be on the recording. And hopefully NCTV has picked that up and will correct it. And we'll contact them after the meeting and tell them there was a problem. But yes, today is the 16th.
Okay, I'm dropping. Thank you. Bye.
No, thank you,
you.
Karen.
Anytime.
David,
Any
that
other
may have been happening because it was just on while we were waiting to start our meeting.
Okay.
So hopefully everything's going to be fine going forward.
All in the timing.
All right. Yep. No worries. Continue.
Okay, if there's no other questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
Adam Zucker moves to close the meeting.
Second,
Valstone, I second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the hearing is closed. I'll accept a motion to issue a -3 determination for 8 West Birch Road. Is that Alan raising his hand?
Al Finney, so moved.
Adam Zucker, second.
Okay, any other questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It passes. Okay. Off Old Mill Road Extension. DP number 2400658, the notice of intent. I'll accept a motion to open the public hearing.
Al Finney, so moved.
Is there a second?
Adam Zucker, second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, passes. Okay, any discussion on this? Or Caitlin, do you want to say something? These are the driven wells. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do an overview unless Rich, do you want to discuss any of the project points?
I could do a quick overview and then I can share the presentation. Why it makes me share the screen.
They're just going to show the map where the wells will be going.
Yeah.
Elaine should be able to bring that up.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. What would you like me to bring up?
But you either bring up the PowerPoint or give me control. I'll bring it up.
Okay, Rich, hang on. I gotta find you, Rich. Rich, I'm gonna give you control. You know how your screen's set up, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna make you the co-host, okay?
Okay.
You take control, boss.
The power.
Power. All right. Love the power. All right. Well, let's zip through. Let's show you this. So here's our little illustration of what we're proposing to do is to what we call, we're going to put in the, it's essentially a 2-inch diameter tube into the ground where the wetland areas, 2 dry points in the wetland area, and then potentially a third, and then 1 dry, they call them dry points within the stream. And the intent of that is to then take a water level indicator to establish where the high groundwater level is. So that way the hydrogeologist could then map out the, we'll go this one, I guess. We'll go this, sorry. In order to map out the groundwater underground. So the idea is to understand where the seasonal high groundwater is. So that way, as they're looking to assess the feasibility of the groundwater discharge for a potentially new wastewater treatment plant for Norfolk Town Center, they'll know how much water can be put into the ground at that particular location. If you recall, they're also gonna, on this diagram, there are existing monitoring wells, the MW1s that were put in before. They'll be doing groundwater elevation data collection in those as well over the months of April and into a little bit into May. The work is a carry in, carry out within the stream and then also within the wetland area. It's manually done, and literally, if you can see that little twisting device, there's little sections of the pipe that just twist and drive them into the ground. What's being proposed to do in terms of erosion control is they'll put out the silt socks around that when they do the installation, and then same way, except there'll be a boom that would be utilized in the stream for that location. They don't need to be in long term, so once they're done collecting the data, they'll remove the two, call them pipes, tubes, if you will, out of the resource area, and then restore it with in the wetland area, New England wetland mix there. The work, and it appears as if the hydrogeologist is actually going to do the data collection herself. She didn't, so I'm not going to be able to pitch in and go out and collect water level data, I guess, but that's okay.
When is she planning to do it?
So she's going to start the beginning of April.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to.
And so,
And how long are they in for?
They'll be in there, I'll say 2 months, but it probably won't be quite 2 months.
Towards the end of May.
Yeah,
Should have enough data.
correct.
Okay.
But what I could do is once they're done collecting the data, I can, like Caitlin and the commission, so forth, know when they're done.
Okay.
And I'm kind of fascinated by this, so probably Caitlin and I probably both be on site in terms of when I will be, but I'm sure she will as well when the installation goes in.
Well, this is a picture of you doing the post driver, so.
Yeah, it's a likeness of me in the diagram, I guess, but that's the best we had.
Town labor. Okay. Are there any questions for Rich on this or Caitlin?
I have one on just clarification that I've worked in town. This is off Old Mill Road Extension.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought Old Mill Road Extension was off of Standish. So where is
so you're correct. So this is Standish, and then
Down.
this is Old Mill Road extension.
And we're way over here, aren't we, by the ball fields?
Right.
So is there a paper road that was,
No, so there is this little 20-foot segment that
Okay.
connects.
all right, that brings you into that area? Okay,
It's kind of, as far as labeling what street it's off of, actually Mass DEP labeled it as
Okay,
that when they
that's-
issued the file number. But yeah, it does connect to Old Mill
all
Road
right, I see
extension.
where it's going through. It was kind of boggled because Old Mill Road extension is quite a ways away from where they're going to do the sampling, but, all right.
Need clarification.
Yeah, and just for the record, both those properties that are shown on this exhibit here outlined in yellow are under the care, custody, and control of the Conservation Commission.
Okay. Any
And,
other questions or comments? Caitlin?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, just to expand on that. So in speaking with the engineer of record, the current plan is to install just 2 drive points in the wetlands. However, in previous discussions, a 3rd drive point in the wetlands and another in the stream itself were proposed. It's unlikely that those will be installed. However, they are included and quantified in the notice of intent in the event that they do need to be installed after all. So the drive points, they're located in bordering vegetated wetlands as well as bordering land subject to flooding and riverfront area. If a drive point is installed in the stream, it would also be in land underwater. So there's a lot of different resource areas that are going to be temporarily impacted. All of those impact numbers were quantified in the notice of intent form. And disturbances will be mitigated with the seeding of the New England wet mix, as Rich was saying. And then for erosion controls, the straw wattles enclosing the area around the well locations, and those would be in place during the install and as well as when they are removed. I believe the plan is to remove them as soon as the data collection is completed, which is 2 to 3 months. And then, let's see. So Mass CP also, when they issued the file number, they had a comment stating that the commission may want to clarify that, all the work is going to be done by hand. I confirmed that with the engineer of record, that the install is going to be done by hand and no equipment or vehicles are going to be needed to transport any of the well materials out to the location.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I had to pause to get a biscuit for my dog. The problem with Zoom, right? And at home. Okay, any other questions or comments from the
I have
commission?
one more.
Yes, Alan.
Are we approving so many drive points, or are these drive points already mapped out? In other words, I've been involved with these before, and they'll get out there, go to do a drive point, hit ledge. So we like approving that they can put in 5 drive points, but if they ledge it 2 feet at one spot, they can move over? Or is the contingency plan if that happens? Probably won't. Most of that area is sand, but
Right.
no.
So the locations included in the notice of intent are approximate.
Okay.
So once they're installed, they'll be surveyed for latitude, longitude, as well as elevation, because that'll be needed for the groundwater analysis. So that could potentially be a special condition to provide that information when the COC is filed for.
Okay, I just, how it happens, you go out there and drive a 2-inch pipe and you get down 3 feet and dink, it won't go no further. So you gotta move around to find, some certain conditions. So that's all I was checking, Dave, is if we should have that in there, that they're allowed to move around and put in the amount of dry points they need.
Yeah, so is there, on the notice of intent, how many dry points they want to put in?
So in
Or
the
maximum of-
narrative, they said up to 4. However, for the impact quantities, it was 5 square feet per well, which is a really conservative estimate considering the wells are only 2 inches in diameter. So I think there's enough room there in case they do need to choose a different location.
Okay.
I just don't want to see, oops, not good here, move over 10 feet. Next thing you know, we've got 25 dry points going on out there. We're just, that could happen. I've seen it happen where, we didn't realize there was that much ledge under here. I don't think it will, Dave, but I'm just bringing that up in case.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, based on your experience drilling, hitting granite, rock.
Yes. They're only going, what, 15 feet maybe, or to the water table? As deep as they have
So
to.
my understanding is that obviously down to the water table, and then to go down a little bit deeper because they need to be able to see if there are fluctuations between the highest and the lowest point.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but it'll be, considering that it's in a wetland, it's going to be a fairly shallow.
I'm just used to
Wow.
Dave seeing 4-inch. They usually use 4-inch wells for this.
Yeah,
But 2 inches better than 4, obviously, for damage control.
is that 4-inch for a different type of application though?
No, that's what they usually use for a septic system or a leach field, so they can actually see the water when they look down in it.
Oh, okay.
A lot smaller, but
So for this sampling, they'll use, it's pretty much like a tape measure that has a water sensor at the bottom. So that just gets lowered into the well, and it makes a noise when it hits water. So you don't have to actually see it.
It measures static water level and it drops in it. So, okay, that's true. I didn't think of that. So, okay.
I
Okay,
believe they're called
Observation wells is what?
small diameter driven wells. And they were created for situations like this where wells needed to be installed in resource areas.
Mhm.
any other questions, comments from the commission? From the public? Seeing none, I'll accept the motion to close the hearing.
Bellstone, so moved.
Is there a second?
Al Finney, second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed?
Definitely reach out to Rich, send him an email, also me. That way there.
Motion, the hearing is now closed. Uh, Okay, so now I'll accept a motion. Is there any other order of conditions or special conditions that the commissioners want?
So I did put together some potential recommendations for special conditions. One, would be that the wetland resource area boundaries shown on the submitted figures are not confirmed to be accurate and are only applicable to this filing. And that any additional proposed work or activities on the site would require a reevaluation of the resource areas. Another special condition, following the removal of the drive points, any disturbed areas should be seeded with New England wet mix or a comparable alternative. And then it sounds like providing a figure with the surveyed locations of the wells with the certificate of compliance application would be another potential condition.
Just to cover us, that's all.
Usually it's.
So what do you want
That would allow
for special conditions?
for us to recommend Claude to
Caitlin?
certain time that would at least.
So there was three. One, that the resource area boundaries shown on the figures and the notice of intent are not confirmed to be accurate and are only
Right.
applicable to this filing.
Okay,
Second, following the removal of the drive points, disturbed areas be seeded with New England wet mix or
Yep.
comparable alternative. And then third, include a surveyed figure with the well point locations when the COC is filed for.
okay. All right. I'll accept a motion to issue the order of conditions with the special conditions as outlined by Caitlin.
Adam Zucker moves to accept the order of conditions with the specifications outlined by Caitlin Nover.
And there's a second to that, please.
Bellstone, I second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, hi, Maggie.
There she is.
Okay, you just in time.
Yeah, but close them.
All right. So now,
Maggie's been on the whole time, David. She just was behind the screens. Her
she was
audio's not working.
ghosting us.
Her audio's not working well.
Okay, well, good. Because I would move that we appoint her as the master plan steering committee representative. And since she can't say anything,
Anybody with objections should speak up now.
it's too bad her video isn't working. Is there somebody that would like to be on the master plan committee? It's a couple-year commitment. I mean, if you have to get off of it at some point, you can, and we'll replace you, but I would, oh, she left.
I think that was a no for Maggie.
Popping in and out.
Okay. Out of this group, is there anybody?
No, you do have you have a few members that aren't here.
Right.
So if you did want to defer it to your meeting in April, you could, because the next meeting is not till April 11th. So it's
Yeah,
up to you.
that's what I was going to do, Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, since Maggie's not stepping up.
There's one. I saw the thumbs down, so
And, well, you know,
that's
as a
okay.
newlywed, you would think she'd want to be in charge of the master planning of the town
Yeah.
for her new family. Okay, we'll defer that until the April meeting, Elaine.
Yeah,
All right, and the minutes for the February 1st, we'll move that to the April meeting also.
that's fine.
And other than that, is
I
there
do
any
want
other
to, I just want to, before you sign off, I do want to thank all the commissioners for taking time to have this special meeting tonight to take care of this issue. So or this
No,
afternoon.
you're welcome. If there's no other business, then I'll accept the motion to close the meeting.
The one other line of business is my
Yes, sir.
name. My name is actually Adam, not Elizabeth, for the record.
You have to do that on your screen.
I may be long-haired, but I'm not an Elizabeth.
No judgment.
Okay.
Yeah, on the thing.
I was trying to fix my camera.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Duly noted, Adam. Okay, I'll accept that motion to close the meeting.
Adam's looker so moved.
Second,
Valstone, I second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the meeting is now closed. Thank you all for attending this special meeting, and we'll see you in April.
Thank you,
5:05.
everyone.
Neighborhood areas for students. So, thank you. Any questions? We had a lot of feedback at the last working group for the landscape. So,